Okay, so one day, like just one day after I have posted my latest video about dark beings and how to spot them, how to recognize them in others, I received a threat on YouTube through a YouTube comment that I have reported. Um, and that threat is coming from a person that is part of an occult group that has been attacking me in the past 3 to 4 years. So this is the truth that I've been going through. Some of my experiences come from being really badly psychically attacked in the past maybe 3 to 4 years. Obviously, a lot of my knowledge comes from studying metaphysics and, working with energy and consciousness and basically doing energy healing and connecting to a higher source and, yeah, dowsing and divination. I've never really been into magic. I have to give you that. I have to say that I haven't really been into magic before. I started studying magic and the occult after I have gone through all these psychic attacks, basically. So, believe it or not, a lot of people are part of occult groups these days, and it's really kind of hard to find out, when someone is part of an occult group because they tend to hide themselves very, very well. The fact that I received a threat just because I posted something about dark entities and dark beings, just shows me just like how scared they are of someone, of me probably divulging what they've done, essentially at the end of the day. So that made me kind of even more determined to want to divulge and to tell the story, basically. So it all started from my twin flame that I met like several years ago, maybe like 6 years ago. And basically, like the person attacking me was and is his sister. His sister is very controlling of him for some reason. I'm not going to go into the psychology of it or why this is happening. It's just the way it is. She just wants to control him. And I suppose the kind of people that are like her and that work with her and that are in this group, they tend to have a very controlling nature. I don't think that people who would be in an occult group that is constantly doing rituals to constrain others and to control them and to harm them at the end of the day, I, I would say they're quite controlling overall. I would say this word controlling would define them. So she wanted to control her brother, and she still does. That means she didn't want him to be with me. Actually, she doesn't want him to be with anyone, pretty much. She just, because she's done a lot of spells and stuff on him so that he has no relationships. But that's like a completely different topic. I'm not going to talk about him. I'm just going to talk about the fact that she decided that she didn't want him to be with me because probably he loved me too much, and she found out just how much he loved me. And basically, she started attacking me. Actually, not attacking me. Actually, she basically started the whole quest of destroying me. So, she didn't even know me. I don't even know this woman personally, but she suddenly decided that she wants to destroy me. So, this is the kind of people that they are, these people in these occult groups. I'm not saying that every occult group is like this. I've met some people that are part of some really nice occult groups that actually are not like psychopaths, obsessed with harming people and controlling them. They're actually doing rituals for the well being of the world. They're actually using their psychic powers for good. But these people, nope, nope. So basically, they ended up doing 3 magical contracts on me. Magical contracts, if you probably don't know, I suppose. They're really complex kind of magic that involves a lot of oaths and promises and blood sacrifices, which I have removed a lot. I've removed a lot of blood sacrifices from these contracts. What are they sacrificing? What have they sacrificed for these rituals in order to perform these rituals and basically destroy me, a person that they didn't even know? I have no idea. I have no idea. But just to give you an idea of the kind of people that exist in this world, and this is a real story. This is like some of my experiences that I've been through. And some of the people in this group, yeah, they are dark beings and dark entities, but some of them aren't. Like my twin flame sister, she's not born from a dark being or a dark entity. She's just a human spirit. But is she a good person? I don't think she is. I mean, look at the things these people do. They go to, above and beyond basically to harm others. They use all of their mental, emotional, psychic, occult energy, all of their potential to basically destroy other people. I'm not the only one that has been their victim, so to speak. And I don't like considering myself a victim, but to be honest, I don't know what other word or term to use in this situation. So I'm not the only one that, has gone through this because of these people. Once they decide that you're on their list and for whatever reason you piss them off, they're just gonna destroy you, basically. But literally, they don't like just throw a spell or a curse at you. They do ritual after ritual after ritual. Why? Because they probably enjoy doing this. They enjoy harming others. See, that's the difference between a light worker and dark beings or human spirits that are corrupted at the level of the astral, that are genuinely evil. A light worker would never do that. Like, I want you to ask yourself, honestly, so that you know yourself better. As a person, this is the way that you discover yourself. This is the way that I've discovered myself, and I've discovered my own being and consciousness and choices. And, I think if these people would ask this question to themselves, they would maybe, take other actions and stop doing this nonsense. Like, would you do this, in their place? Would you actually decide that you suddenly want to destroy a person and you would go above and beyond because you just don't like them, or you just don't want them in your life, or you just don't want them, I don't know, you don't want your brother to be with that person? Like, if I would be in someone else's shoes, like in her shoes, I thought about that. How would I act if really someone would piss me off? And there's been a lot of people in my life that have really pissed me off, and not just pissed me off, but have actually harmed me or tried to harm me, or like narcissists, and people that have tried to use me, people that have tried to manipulate my decisions and to manipulate people around me. There's so many examples, and I think all of us go through this at some point or the other. All of us have people that, in some way or the other, that we don't like or that piss us off for whatever reason. I'm going to remind you that these people didn't even know me directly. Like, I've never met them. And still, they search me on social media and they threaten me and they did free magical contracts on me, very hard to remove, and a lot of different curses. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but it's quite interesting because actually I've learned a lot from what they've done. Like, a lot about the occult and magic and what is actually possible. But yeah, I definitely try to put myself in this person's shoes, and I realized that I would never do free magical contracts, maybe not even free spells or free curses, not even that, on a person that I highly dislike and that I don't know, that pisses me off, or that I really don't want to, to be around. I don't know. I would never do that. I would never put my energy so much focus into destroying one person or two people or three people, because the list is never ending. There's always going to be someone that comes along and pisses you off, right? There's always going to be someone that you don't like. You're always going to maybe be jealous on someone, but these are moments that just come and go through people's lives generally. You don't get stuck up on them. And that's why I mean that these people are complete psychopaths. Like who on earth would do that? Well, clearly they would. Clearly people like them would. But ask yourself, to know yourself better, are you the kind of person who would do that? Because I definitely ask myself that. And that's how you know who you are at your core at the end of the day. That's how you know who you are. And anyway, this is just my story. And it's not just been, these people, and there's been a lot of things, but these people, they just won't stop. And what bothers me about this group of people mostly, because I've met a lot of arseholes, basically. I've met a lot of really bad people, like really bad people and evil. But whatever, the world is full of evil. The world is full of all sorts of sadistic, evil, horrible people. It is. That's the reality of it. It's also full of really lovely people, of people who, they want to bring more light into the world. They want to help others. They're not focused on doing this kind of shit. Um, but the point is that, what was the point? Yeah, so the world is full of evil people, but the thing that bothers me most about this particular group of people, and that was my point, is that they hide themselves so well. And I have discovered that they've actually done a lot of rituals for people to believe that they are good people. So they've done specific rituals, a lot of them actually. I've discovered this because obviously if they have attacked me, I would not just stay like that and let myself be attacked. I would try and remove this shit they've put on me, basically. All this horrible stuff. You won't just like, oh yeah, let me be beaten by them. No, of course not. Who would let themselves be, stepped all over? So I had to research. So I had to research about these people, and I had to find out the exact things that they're doing. And some of the things that they're doing basically on a regular basis is that other people perceive them as good people that wouldn't hurt a fly. I'm pretty sure that like the way that they worded it when I discovered the actual spell was like that, so that other people believe that they are good people that wouldn't hurt a fly. And this is so ridiculous because they're completely horrible people. But they want to, they want to keep their appearances. They hide very well. There's also a lot of spells that they have done so that nobody discovers their group, that nobody believes what they're doing, that nobody believes me. They've done this on me because obviously I was one of the people that was attacked, and maybe they thought, oh, maybe she's gonna talk something. Maybe she's gonna, tell other people. Maybe I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel, which, hey, eventually I am. Right? I'm doing it now. Because this has gone way too far, and these people deserve to be exposed. So this is, my story about how I got to actually learn about dark beings and about dark entities and about, a lot of dark parts of spirituality that I would not, I would have never been interested in before. I was never interested in this stuff, like in all this dark stuff. I was like, no, I'm not going there. But guess what? I was forced to study all of these things, and I was forced to face this reality because it came onto me. It was brought to me into my life without me asking for it, without me enjoying it, and without me wanting it. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna receive more threats. I'm sure they're gonna try and attack me more, but that's okay. They're constantly doing this anyway. So this is my story, and I'm really happy that I've done this video to expose these people, even if it is just like very briefly. So yeah, that's part of my story of how I know about a lot of dark parts of spirituality.